Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm here to play probably the last night of Never Alone. So thanks for coming in. Hello, Drew. Hello, Garf Noble. I'm trying to log in so I can play. And sorry, I just forgot my password here real quick. So I'm going to get this sorted out. Do-do. I am a human. Oh, great. Now I have to tap which animal lives in an environment. It's like a fun game by itself. Squirrels live in trees, fish and sharks do not. I still think that's the same. Alrighty. All right. I very much apologize for this. I was a little rushed getting in from work and setting this up. No, I just got to recover my email. Glad sharks don't live in trees. I do too. That would be pretty scary if they did, I guess. Oh, come on now. Some fish live in trees. That sounds weird to me. All right. Sorry, just resetting my password here. And hopefully we're done with dead air. All right. Oh, sheesh. All right. Now I have to do an authentication now that I changed my password. All right. There we go. Hopefully that gets me in the actual app. Oh, come on now. Mangrove killfish. And hello, Scubop. All right. An actual fish. Thanks, Drew. All right. I'm very, very sorry. Just about here. Dang, what's going on? All right. Oh, come on. Now it's asking me for another. It saw signing into the website and no. Signing into the website and signing into the app is two different things. Okay. Now let's get started. Ah, frick, not wrong game. All right, I apologize. We have 7 people just watching me fool with this. Here we go. So mangrove killfish, what actually is that? I'll try to look it up, I guess, but you can tell me in the chat if you'd like to. Oh, it is a fish. When it says leaving trees, does it mean like underwater little weeds and stuff? I don't know. All right. Let's share my screen. Okay, I think, oops. And I'll do this so you can see better. It's just a fish that breeds in trees to avoid predation. Interesting. So I was told, sorry, I can't remember who by that we have 2 more stages, so we probably could get through this tonight. I think we just come upon a giant ice creature. And please tell me in the chat if this, number 1, if you can hear the volume of the game, and then number 2, if if it's too loud or quiet compared to me. I think I should have a better idea of how to adjust the volume on it this time. And if anybody's new, I probably have the same little crowd that I typically do. But if you're new, this is a game that's based in Alaska. Marcy, I can hear the game. Thanks for letting me know. And also, please tell me if it's too loud or quiet compared to me. I know it was quite a bit louder last time. So I have a young woman who, her tribe was destroyed by an evil man, and now she's wandering in the wild. Yeah, and we had just run into this giant ice creature at the end of last time.
Niverksiarolo kangit ka ibaktane. Inyuk pasumarok. Ulemak to halu apun. Siamittaanara. Asi pihirun nik silamun. Siamayaktisu.
Oh yeah, I think it means that I think this is saying that he's starting causing the blizzards.
Siamayaktin maung apun. Ano makwaharia. Asi aganirok titlu. Tunganon. Niverksiarolo ay makabeno. Davura kangit ka summan aganero tilanga.
All right, so she found the source of the blizzard. And this floating young man that's with her, he was a fox that was her little friend slash pet. He got killed brutally last time.
Abulait kan ataw chikun majokonerik book. Kiwa derigan neam.
Okay, so how do we get up there? We will do it to. Oh. So floating fox boy. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see. See, this is. I know I've been leaning on playing this game a lot for content on this channel, and I've not really been doing a ton. One reason I went back to it today is I thought if I did this, oh gosh, if I did this within a week, that I would maybe remember a little better how all the controls went. Oops, there we go. See, I'm right on top of this now, more or less. I often talk about Alaska while I'm doing this. Alaska's kind of a crazy place to be right at the moment if you haven't heard in the news. Whoa. No illusions from oops. Scathing Atheist podcast is up here, and you've probably all heard that a couple of political leaders will be up here as well, so that's really something. Gosh. All right, let's get the spirit back down. Oh, come on. Why did she do that? No reason to go jumping like that. Okay. So it sounds like I'm probably supposed to use the wind here. Maybe to... Nope, not for that. Maybe not. Oh, we got a little spirit in there. Does that have something to do with something? Okay, I wonder if I can... I wonder if I can bolo it from here. Yeah, I've heard... Marcy says, I've heard from the politicians the flooding in Juneau were having a blast. Yeah, Juneau's been having pretty consistent flooding, I think. I think it's largely due to climate change. The Mendenhall Glacier is melting a lot faster. Marcy, tell me if I'm getting this wrong. And so it, when it melts, it pools up and then bursts out and floods. Oh, that's right. After she does that, then he can, I think, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I feel like I'm taking less time to get acquainted with this game than I used to. Oh, hopefully these last two stages won't take too long. Gosh, come on. Every time I start getting all confident about how I'm picking things back up. Here we go. Do I need to use the wind for that? Oh, I'm up higher than I thought I was. I thought I went back further. Okay. I thought I was back at that stage where I could just kind of casually jump on this thing. Well, where'd the spirit go then? I think it's glitchy. Okay, so he needs to pull it down while she's up, or make it appear anyway. Oh, this is just a windy back and forth. So what does this guy do? Okay, so this spirit just leads us over. So anybody have anything interesting going on, I guess, in the chat that they want to talk about? I mean, you're here, you might as well. Not that you have to keep me entertained, but if anybody has any fun stories they like to share, whatever, go ahead. I've mostly been occupied with craziness at work. But I'm also working on a Return of the Jedi video, which is a good part of the... fair part of the way done now. It should be pretty comfortably ready for next week. And then I'm going to be, I think after that, before my Iliad video, I just wanted to talk about Ben Shapiro's actual review of Superman, just because I thought it was so super funny. Because he made a big deal out of, I don't know if I talked about this at all last week, but he made such a big deal about talking about how woke everything was and all that stuff. And then once the movie got really popular, he started just trying to act like he didn't care. And so I thought that'd be funny to talk about. Drew Harrison, sorry you had a hard day. I know that, I mean, not that that's something that's easy to talk about in a chat, but Garp Noble, not much going on here in service. The new school year starts next week. Are you a teacher? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, that's really glitchy. My kids are just getting ready to start school on Friday. Same day that Trump and Putin are up here, so there's a big to-do over that. The fact that... Come on. The fact that everyone's going to be starting school right as there's traffic around that. Come on. Oh, okay. Oh, you're a school bus driver. Holy, come on now. This is getting really glitchy. I'm stuck inside the wall. Presidential motorcades are hell on traffic, yeah. Especially in Alaska, there's not a lot of room for shenanigans. We have one highway in town and one highway out. And they really didn't plan this at all from what I've heard. So Alaska's pretty busy in the tourist season. So finding accommodations and a place to meet is going to be a bit of a thing. Come on now. Teaching was rough, but I never envied school bus drivers, like having to just drive a vehicle with a bunch of kids with nothing to do behind your back the whole time. So when I was a teacher, that was obviously the first rule is never turn your back on kids. Oh, come on now. I'm sympathizing with you here. I love games with stories, but suck at jumping puzzles. Yeah, I'm pretty clearly not too good at this. Other drivers on the road are the worst part. I could see that. So I'm never going to claim I'm good at this, but I'm also, in my defense, a little bit. This feels like a really glitchy part of the game. You probably see how she'll suddenly just pause and twitch and then really abruptly fall. Come on now. Jump now. All right. Let's go. She's not jumping very responsibly either. Okay, I'm going to wait for the wind, blow the other way, and then jump across, because I don't want to fall again. I can imagine, though, trying to drive a bus that other drivers would be a giant... Okay. Anything where you have to drive, especially a giant bus. I used to deliver newspapers, and I hated waking up in the middle of the night for it, but one thing I liked is that you were driving when there was no other traffic. Whoops. There we go. I think I'm on his little pads or whatever the tool is. Maybe just his... Come on. We had a full gamut of bus drivers from not paying attention to anything that happens to the bus to telling trophies had a sign saying, you know, I'm breaking rules. Yeah, I'm sure you get some... Come on. I'm sure you get some real characters with bus drivers. I mean, even with teachers, honestly, especially the older I get, the more I realize a lot of teachers are just kind of kids who have all levels of qualifications just because it's hard to find teachers. But when it's literally just whoever can... They can find to drive a bus and you aren't really... Come on now. Specifically qualified to work with kids or whatever, educated in it. I'm sure you get a lot of... I mean, it's a hard job with weird hours and probably not super great pay for what you're doing, so you end up taking what you can get. We had a bus shortage up here, which was pretty cool. Because you know the bus companies the buses are run by for-profit companies. They didn't send buses out. They didn't send out enough buses for the full number of kids on the route. They estimated based on previous attendance and who, you know, parents driving their kids to school. They tried to estimate how many buses they could get away with sending, and so we ended up having kids just standing out with no bus coming until they like sent a second one back, just because they're trying to make more of a profit by not sending as many buses as they had to. All right, so I think, all right, so when he's down, I have to win. That's what it is. There we go. Oh, oof. That was a close call. Oh, Marcy, you remember that, huh? Yeah, we had our kids calling us saying, we're here and there's no bus coming. Or at one point they said, we tried to get on the bus and the driver said there wasn't enough room. I'm like, what? I thought they were making it up, and then I started hearing that all the kinds of other parents were complaining about it. So I guess what our society needs is to privatize more stuff. Because operating for a profit just does wonders for everything. Garnofel. Tell me if I'm saying your name wrong. Now my fox is glitched into a wall. That's cool. Come on, get out of that wall. Our district, good. Bus drivers run by the district. We get training and support. That's good. Yeah, I think they really should be. Like, that's pretty nuts to privatize something like that, or not have in your contract a directly stated expectation that you're supposed to provide service for all the kids. That seems pretty bare minimum. What do I know? I'm just an old commie. Okay, maybe when it shoots up here I can get on. There we go. Oh. You had a shortage of drivers. They had to add more routes for more people to drive them. Dealing with kids is as bad as driving with drunks. I could see that. Yeah, that was one problem too. They had I think they started after that. They also just couldn't find enough drivers. So I think at first they had the National Guard driving buses. And then they just eventually hired these people somehow. Oh, come on. Colleague had kids at Colony. Oh, interesting. I never I've never been that familiar with schools in the Valley. I worked at ASD when I was a teacher. I'm sure it's pretty wild being out there. Garf Noble, it's a D&D character. Okay, interesting. Okay, so now I gotta wait for that to go down and go back up probably, and then run through. Come on, go, 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 go. There we go.
Mayok tua kanya lakam kangan inyuk pasyo. Nibeak siya kalwaluk isyung miksok shuruk raute lamenik.
Oh, I hope that was an animation. Good.
Dihilik ko nga ako pakyak. Uli mauta.
Oh, how am I going to do that?
Nalunay chok. Aganak pangarisiro.
Oh! That's a lot. They're Wasilla, now they're closer to Big Lake. That's a heck of a commute to UAA. Hey, yeah. I could never understand people commuting from the Valley to Anchorage every day. That's wild. Especially in the winter with all the weather issues they might have. I commuted from Chugach-Riego River various times to Service High School, where I worked there. And that was a lot. There were people that was like 45 minutes. And that felt like a big commute with my work schedule. But there were people committed, like going from Big Lake out to Service High School. How do you do that? Spencer says, checking and lurking. Welcome, Spencer. Nice to see you here. Garf Noble says, all right, I got to get on this thing first before I talk too much more. Oh, okay, I got to bring that. Oh, maybe before I. My driver short is rad for COVID. Everyone wanted drivers. Oops. All right, I'm on a little bit of a schedule crunch with this part, I guess. Yeah, long commute in Alaska sounds wild. It is. The thing, I mean, we're a little spoiled because we don't have the kind of commute times and traffic that a lot of places do. But one big thing is we really do only have one highway in and out of Anchorage in either direction. And so it's if there's ever a traffic jam, there's just no way around it. You're just stuck wherever you're at. And then the weather. All right. Oh, not that. And then anytime the weather gets bad, like you're just like if it's really icy weather or anything like that, you're just completely stuck. Like sometimes you can end up on the highway for like 2 hours in the evening. Oops. Especially when it first snows. Like if everybody would just drive 30 miles an hour, if the weather's really bad, it's fine. But as soon as you get, just takes 1 or 2 ding-dongs, and then you're just stuck on the highway. Okay, I need to wait for more wind. Yeah, today I was a little late coming in from work because I mean we just had a good solid rain. All right, I'm doing something wrong here. It's been the highway in from Anchorage has been bottling up regularly anyway, just even on a sunny day for some reason. Oh yeah, the earthquakes are super fun. Those are great. We haven't had any really major ones that I can recall other than, well, there was a couple big ones. There's the one that was epicentered like right near my house. But the big one, that was crazy. I don't even remember how many hours it took to get home after the big earthquake because everyone's trying to get out of town. Come on. I should worry more with the wind at this point. Oh, come on. All right. Yeah, 2018 and the aftershock. The aftershocks were pretty wild. Our cat was like really traumatized. Oh, there we go. All right, so just jumping doesn't gonna cut it.
Akpalera magtikinyak tua ulimautek pak. Tigum mau ulimautek pak akralik tuk nat kayakatahutik. Inyuk pasum malikatalo ka angulait ka ukilavlo ni.
Away he went with the adze as the big man shoveled the snow, creating blizzard after blizzard. However, the big man soon saw him as he grabbed the adze and ran off with it. So I guess it's a he in the actual legend. When they talk about the adze, it always reminds me of Gimli. So I wonder if she ran away already and that's done, or if this is the part where she's running and I'm replaying it. Oh, this tree was so fun. I remember not being able to control it right. Oh, too far. I think I talked about it last time, but our cat was like totally freaked out by the big earthquake. Of course, he was home by himself, and everything was falling over the place. Like I think we had a TV that fell over and what got broken. Our mirrors were falling off. All of our stuff in the kitchen came out while we're doing this thing. And so then from then on, every time there was an aftershocks, if you're not familiar with them, they're just basically more additional earthquakes to come after a big one. And so everyone that came after that, he was just like holding onto the ground and oh jeez. Okay, so you stay on the other one. He was like crouched down and looking around every time one of them went off. I think my wife got him some kind of calming collar or something. I don't know how much those helped, but we got him really high on catnip too. He liked that. There we go. I'm out of the water now? Am I good? Let's try to raise this thing. Oh, come on. I feel like I'm supposed to lift this up. Drew Harrison, I grew up in the lightning capital of the world, and we had a cat that was afraid of thunderstorms. Oh, I'm sure. That'd be wild. We never really had lightning up here. But now, suddenly the last few years we've had a bit of thunder and lightning. What? Okay. I don't know why she disappeared off screen. Yeah, thunderstorms are kind of cool. When you don't, when you're in Alaska, you don't have to run them very much. I remember I really enjoyed them when I was, I think, a teenager. We'd go down to, we went to California once and then to Alabama to see family. It was just kind of cool in the way of seeing something that you hadn't seen before. There's something that feels relaxing about them, or at least certain ones of them too, when they're not too crazy. We had a wild one here last week. Where is that, Drew, if you don't mind saying? Oh gosh. All right. Imagine somewhere in the Midwest. I went to school in Minnesota, and we'd have lightning and stuff there, of course, too. But the big issue I remember was the tornadoes. My brother and I stayed there once over the summer. We did summer school, and we roomed together that summer. And the tornado warnings were just so annoying. Okay, so maybe kind of raise this one up. Nope, I'm probably just going for a lot of wind. There we go. Where you live in New Mexico, is that deserty? I always envision like New Mexico and Arizona being all desert, but I don't think they probably are. He threw down his shovel, climbed up from the flat tundra, and ran after Kunusayuka, but was too fast. I don't know how to say that name. Oh, we have more Northern Lights, for those of you who enjoyed that part. This must be the going home part, or the going back home part, because I feel like we're traveling a lot of the same areas backward. No, get away from me. Deserts are kind of cool, but they feel unnerving to live in to me. Maybe it's because a new place is unnerving to everybody. I'm sure living in Alaska would be the same way for a lot of people. Oh, come on. There we go. Oops. Spirit saves the day. Depends, it's high plains here, very dry but not quite desert. Holy cow, negative 7,000 feet? Like that's all below sea level? If that's what you mean, that's crazy. I never even think of living like that. Or like... Nope, never mind. Oh, I gotta get that spirit. In Alaska, I always think in terms of being above sea level. We're down pretty close to the coast here. But you start going anywhere and you can go uphill pretty fast. Like where I live, I'm in a valley surrounded by mountains. And like anywhere you go is basically uphill. Oh, get away from the northern lights. Oh, okay. Oh, approximately. Okay. I'm looking... Yeah, I can see it now. It's pretty obvious. My chat screen is on a second... Oh, he took away the fox too. My chat screen is on a secondary screen pretty far away from me. Sorry for the big yawn. Work's been a little tiring. I mean, I'll never complain about my job. I don't mind it at all, but a lot of stuff going on. Someone at work asked if I do YouTube today. I'm like, oh, where'd you hear that? And he goes, just around. English teacher doesn't know mathematical notation. That's fair. I would know the symbol, I just can't see it where I'm at. I mean, I can, I just want to bring it to my attention. True story, I actually did teach algebra for a while. I wasn't certified in it, but it was when I was working at the Christian school, so they just have you teach anything that you can teach. They had me doing a student's independent study in trig, and I was definitely... Oh, come on! Alright, I need to run ahead over my head with that. Alright, so he's got to lead the... Alright, let me just get her at the front of this thing. That'll probably cover it right there. Let's go, let's go. Run, 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 run. There we go. Just had to get her on the head of the spirit. Off he had run with the adze in his hand, the big man chasing him without catching him. This feels very scary and stormy. This reminds me of the beginning with the polar bear. Oh, it's about fish spirits. Okay. Whoa! Alright. Lead those fish spirits, fox boy. This is feeling glitchy. There we go. Drew, my dad wanted to be a math teacher, but ended up building cabinets. That's interesting. You know, I kind of enjoyed teaching math because it's just so procedural. Like you're teaching with a lot of other classes, it can be hard, especially when you're new to pedagogy. It's hard to know really that you're actually conveying something to students. Like you're actually teaching something beyond knowledge or just busy work. But with math, it's always really clear that you're teaching them a process, and there's something about how concrete that is, and that you know you're teaching them that I enjoyed. Oh. But the trick with it is, and anybody who's taught math would know this, I think, it's just incredibly difficult to make sure all the students are on the same level or are keeping up. I'm very much a fan of very short math, like teaching, like having kids be in progress or not basically over the course of quarters. Yeah, class sizes definitely help. Also, I just think math, I'm all for inclusive classrooms, but I think math is one where kids should be most segmented by ability. Mixed ability math is very difficult. But once, the first school I taught at had something I think called power algebra, and I think what it was they would essentially constantly cycle kids into, like, constantly reassess where kids were at and cycle them up or down levels depending on how well they were following along. So you're just in a constant state of assessment and reevaluation, and I think that's really important. Otherwise, they just get stuck in something that they just keep floundering further and further, and it doesn't really serve their situation. There we go. My first year, oh, here's the polar bear again. Okay, so what are we supposed to do with this? Hello, polar bear. Oh, trick him into jumping under the water, okay. Oops. I was good at math. I remember the first time there was a kid in my class that could finish tasks faster than me. It was a blow to my teenage ego. I think I was fairly natural at math, but number one, I just wasn't a very motivated / interested student. But then a big thing is, in Christian schools, since they're so small, they teach you, they'll offer either geometry or algebra 2 anymore. And so when I switched schools, I went from one, I basically switched between schools that were teaching them on opposite schedules. So I finished geometry, and the next year they were teaching geometry instead of algebra 2. And so I decided to do an independent study with a principal. And I ended up just really falling off the train with math. It's kind of a bummer because I feel like you can do a lot with yourself if you have a knack for math. It opens the door, of course, to a lot like engineering or computer jobs. Looks like he's using his microphone. You'll see caribou feed. I'm not sure how that follows. Oh, her family's alive. I thought her family had perished with the village. The big man had seen his ads being tossed up and out to the skylight, and because this made him so happy, he burst out laughing like this. Kunuk Sayuka Iraya Ha Yo Oi Hi. I don't know how to say any of that. I'm trying my best to read it.
Terigan niam nukat piam ukadlaw tiga ne veak sekarolo. Ilanin inyo ne akalo ako bit. Out lang akalo ako bit. Ay suli ko bit. Itkaksa ma.
Oh, Chip ads looks like a cloven hoof, I'd guess. Yeah, I was wondering if it's something like that or if that was just a general way of wishing them well, like for hunting or something. I don't know. But I guess that's something to do with the shape of the ads. Oh, well, there we go. That was the end of the story. We got this finished in under an hour, even with me messing up my sign-in and stuff. Can we? Oh, there we go. So that was the game. I guess it's all done. Does anybody want to watch any? Good game, good game. Yeah, I finished it eventually. That's for sure. Okay, the game was good. I'm not so sure that my performance was fantastic, but hey, that's what it is. I'm okay with that. Nice little story. Thanks for sharing the play. Yeah, of course. It was fun to play along with everybody, and it's kind of fun just to share a little piece of Alaska, even though I don't know much about this culture and this. It's a whole other part of Alaska, but it still feels like kind of a part of home, and so it's fun to share with everybody and kind of talk about where I live and stuff while I do it. So I guess that's it. I could show cultural insights if people want to. I kind of am not sure that people want to sit here and watch that kind of thing. But yeah, well, so from here, let me get that off the screen. I'll probably be doing other lives. I mean, I'll be doing other stuff on this channel. I'm going to, so here's the deal. I'm going to try to get more actual content on, like recorded content on here too. Because this channel, like originally meant to be a combination of just short off the cuff videos and lives. I think I might lean more toward lives, but we'll see. But yeah, I want to do more different kind of lives, whether I'm playing a different game or just hanging out and chatting about something. It's just fun to get people together in smaller groups and get your feedback while I talk about stuff. So if any of you have ideas about what you'd like to see me do lives about, feel free to let me know. You can say so in the chat. If you say it pretty soon, you can make a comment. And just to give everybody who is here watching this first priority, since you guys have stuck it out with me all this time, I just say go ahead and send an email if you want, if you have ideas, and I'll take that all into consideration. Doing lives is a lot of fun, but sometimes I have trouble thinking of how to approach it or what to talk about. So I think I have a couple ideas in mind. I probably will do another game, even though I'll probably break that up with other stuff. And we'll see how that goes. Spencer, did you look at that game I mentioned last time? I think I did. And you can actually, I mean, I'm done early, so we can just chat for a second about this if you like. Okay, so I didn't see a lot about it. I saw that it was like a variety. It looked like a variety of throwback type games or something. Would you mind telling me the title again? And I'll go try to look it up one more time. George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic. Is that a game too, or just something to talk about? I used to like listening to George Clinton. I mean, I wasn't like widely read wouldn't be the word. I wasn't like deep into his stuff, but my brother and I used to like to listen to some funk and disco stuff and everything. Oh, it's 4 mini games, 198X, 1980. Oh, 1980X. That makes sense. That'll make it a lot easier to remember. Okay, 1X. Thrill of shooting, driving, jumping, fighting, and role playing. So, yeah, that might be a rough journey through some of that with my skills. But hey, maybe if it's a throwback game, maybe it'll be stuff I'll be a little better at, because some things with old timey controls I do a little better at. But yeah, maybe I'll make that my next game. It looks pretty bite sized, and I think it'd be a fun throwback to stuff that a lot of you would enjoy. So yeah, I'll probably try that next. Just something to talk about. Mothership Connection. Is that? Oh, it's an album. Okay. Huh. I don't know how I would approach talking about music. I mean, that's not a criticism of the idea. I don't really know much about music, and I'm not very good with it. Partly, I probably have mentioned this to a lot of you before. I didn't listen to a lot of music growing up. We were literally, for a lot of my time growing up, not allowed to listen to anything other than Christian music. And I think I've just not been a very musical person. I would rather, ever since I was a little kid, I'd rather listen to people talk. It just felt more interesting to me. Yeah, I agree, Spencer. It's the right kind of experience for this group. We can talk about the 80s and arcades. I think that would be a very natural conversation starter. So I'll probably, I think there's a really good chance I'll do that for the next, not necessarily stream, but next game I'm going to play almost for sure. Well, sorry, everybody. I'm a little tired. So I'm going to call it now that the game's over. But send me an email. I think I put the email in any of the description boxes. And so not many people contact me by email. So if you send one there, you'll stick out to me. Inquisitive Infidel, kind of bad if the game's too difficult physically. Something you can puzzle through is probably best. It's okay. I'm far too fascinated with weird music. People, I like weird music too. If I'm going to listen to music, I like something that's different, and maybe, I don't know if novelty is right, but something that sticks out is just a little weird or unusual or different. Oops, I just got a message saying I threw my wife's onions away. I was cleaning up and she had some stuff ready for her dinner and I forgot. I thought it was garbage. Oops. Yeah, I agree though with Inquisitive Infidel. If I'm probably better with a game where you have to think through than do things related to reflex. But hey, oh, Tim mentioned he's pretty fun. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for making it. I'm glad I could make it too. Streams are just a fun, easy thing to do. So I'll keep it up. But yeah, I'm spacing out. I'm getting pretty tired. So I'll see you guys all later. I don't know if I'll stream next time or if I'll try to do something recorded, but within the next week or two, you guys will see me on a stream again. So I'll throw one out here. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you. If I can get the arrow to this end stream button. Here we go.